Okay. Oh, I think I can even get it closer. Okay, so I'm going to do it one more time. The Adventures of Rob, or then Rob versus the Pizza Rats. It's written by P.J. Shapiro and illustrated by Jill Fisher. Are you ready? What are you doing in the litter box? Why? See what's going on back there? Okay. Not very long ago, in a distant and strange place called Los Angeles, very true, there lived a cat named Rob. And this is Rob. Rob lived with his sisters Faye, Fiona, and Fig. And here's Faye over here, and Fiona, and Fig, and Chicken Fish. They all shared a pet human named Sarah, who is very nice and very good at opening cans. That is very true. What are you guys doing back there? And this is me. Or, I'm sorry, Princess Sarah. Most of the time, Rob was an ordinary cat. He ate his lunch. He napped. I'm just making sure the pictures are showing. Here's Rob napping. He played with his sisters. He napped some more. He cuddled with his pet human. That's me. And here he is, cuddling with his pet human. The viciousness going on over here. The viciousness. Then took another nap. Rob wasn't always ordinary, though. Sometimes, when someone needed help, Rob would use his special abilities. Rob was very strong and very fast. This is Rob with his cape. I love the viciousness. Taylor this out. Sorry, but he couldn't see all that well, and he was somewhat uncoordinated, especially for a cat. Oh, now he's moving on to Missy again. What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there? Come here. Come here, baby. Oh, come here. Come here. Oh, you are so cute. You can't just lay there and not cuddle. Okay. Again, but he couldn't see all that well, and he was somewhat uncoordinated, especially for a cat. That's very true. And here he is with his cape, being uncoordinated. One day, Rob and his sisters were playing kibble hockey when he heard a strange scratching noise coming from the kitchen. Rob could hear his pet human Sarah outside in her garden, so he knew she wasn't in the kitchen. Rob wasn't allowed in the kitchen, but was very curious. Using his super strength, Rob squeezed the door open just enough to fit through. When he got into the kitchen, Rob saw what was making the scratching noise. It was the pizza rats. sneaking in the window, looking for pizza. Rob's pet human Sarah had eaten some pizza for lunch, and there were still a few slices left on the counter. Here are the pizza rats sneaking in the kitchen through the window. Rob jumped up to the window to stop the pizza rats, but they had already gotten inside and were running across the counter. Rob jumped very quickly, but his aim was not very good. He was halfway through the window, and one of his paws was stuck on the screen. That happens. Rob could only watch as the pizza rats approached Sarah's leftover pizza. Then Rob had an idea. There was a bag of masa flour on the windowsill next to his hind paw. He kicked it towards the pizza rats to try to block them from reaching the pizza. Unfortunately, the bag of masa flour was not very strong. When Rob kicked it, the bag fell apart and spread a giant cloud of finely ground corn all over the kitchen counter. It was a powdery mess, and Rob was still stuck in the window. So if you didn't catch it, masa flour is basically ground corn. And here's Rob stuck in the window. Am I holding it straight? The pizza rats laughed their tiny squeaky laughs and prepared to claim their prize of leftover pizza. Rob could only look over his shoulder at them and sigh. He had really tried his best to stop the thieves, but somehow it had gone all wrong, and now he was stuck in a window. The counter was covered in masa flour, and the pizza rats were about to make off with Sarah's pizza. That would be very sad. Oh dear, what a mess! Sigh. That's Rob. Hi, Missy. But then, as they got closer, the pizza rats stopped and started squeaking and pointing at the pizza slices. Squeaking. Here they are, squeaking and pointing at the pizza slices. Sarah's pizza, even though it looked like any other pizza, was a wheat-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, low-sodium pizza. He wrote soy cheese, but I would never eat soy cheese, so I'm just going to say vegan cheese. Vegan cheese and vegetable protein. For Sarah, this was a good and delicious meal, and she was very happy eating it. That is very true. To the pizza rats, however, the slices smelled very strange and not at all like the pizza they had thought they were going to steal. Also, the pizza had mushrooms on it, and the pizza rats didn't really care for mushrooms. I want to make sure you guys are seeing the pictures. After squeaking at each other and making tiny rat paw gestures for a minute, the pizza rats ran back down the kitchen counter, across the piles of masa flour, and back up to the window. They ran right past Rob, who was too confused to try to stop them, and really just wanted them to leave anyways. That sounds like Rob. Here are their little rat butts climbing out the window. Can you see? On their way out the window, who's behind me? Oh, hello. On their way out the window, they pushed the window up and the screen moved out slightly. Rob's paw was unstuck and he was free to jump back into the kitchen. On his way from the window to the floor, Rob accidentally hit a switch on the wall. The ceiling fan started and the masa flour Rob had spilled on the counter spread all over the kitchen. Sounds like Rob. The tiny paw tracks left by the pizza rats blew away, and Rob jumped to the door before the dust had settled enough for him to leave any paw prints of his own. There's the ceiling fan and the flour, the masa flour flying all over. Hello, Missy. I just want to make sure of your ankle. It's a little hard to see. I know Meta posted the link to the story. He squeezed himself back through the kitchen door into the living room and gave himself a quick, somewhat corn-flavored bath. His sisters even helped a little bit. They all agreed that their pet human ate some funny things, since masa flour didn't taste very good to them. Then they all took a nap. This is all of them. That is so cute. When Sarah came back inside and saw the mess in her kitchen, she wasn't happy. She swept the floor and wiped the countertops. I knew I shouldn't have left that bag of masa on the windowsill, she said to herself. Next time, I'll put it away in the cabinet so it won't fall over. I really need to stop leaving the ceiling fan on, too. It's true, I do that. See? Hello. Hello. You're so cute. You are so cute, Missy. You are. Are you enthralled by my tiara that looks like it's about to fall over? Hmm? Sarah wasn't upset for very long, though. When she reheated her leftover wheat-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, low-sodium pizza with vegan cheese and vegetable protein, and also mushrooms for dinner, she discovered that toasted masa flour on top made it even more delicious. I should try that. See? Princess Sarah's all yum. Yum. Rob got extra cuddles that night, and Sarah never even noticed that he still smelled slightly of ground corn. The end.